Hi, I am M. Durga Pradeep. Now I am going to discuss about our project named a low-cost portable electrocardiogram machine, that is ECG machine for predicting arrhythmia diseases. It was presented by myself M. Durga Pradeep, my friends K. Sasidhar and Chitta Aditya, and this was supervised by our professor Dr. B.C. Kavita. She is an assistant professor in Department of ECE in our Hindustan University, Chennai, and we are the students of ECE department, final year BTech in Hindustan University, Chennai. Now I am going to discuss about our project content. In this we have discussed the introduction, objective of our project, literature survey, problem formulation, components required for our project, features of the graph, and advantages, block diagram, conclusion, future scope and references. This is the introduction. Actually, ECG, that is an electrocardiogram, has been the golden standard for the detection of cardiovascular disease for many years. Any electrical impulse disruption which causes the heart to the contraction may lead to arrhythmia. This arrhythmia is also known as atrial fibrillation. That is, arrhythmia patients have no indications of having an arrhythmia, but a doctor may recognize arrhythmia in a routine ECG test. Therefore, continuous wearable personal monitoring systems play a big role, and it becomes popular day by day. Actually, if we see in 2017, the cardiac diseases are the leading reason for death, which is 23% of the entire death in the United States in 2017. That is, the cardiac death is mostly seen in elderly persons, particularly in male adults. That is, it is predicted that about 40 to 50% of all cardiovascular diseases are sudden cardiac deaths, and most of these diseases can be caused by atrial fibrillation arrhythmia. This prevention of cardiac disease diagnosis and treatment is the most significant and challenging problem for this modern medicine. So this technique will helpful in detecting the arrhythmia, and the main objective is to design and to develop a method for predicting arrhythmia. And arrhythmia also there are of two types. That is, one is bradycardia and tachycardia, and we will discuss how we can get the how we can process the signal, ECG signal. We will discuss later in this video. And in the first, this is the first paper which we have focused. In this, actually the keynote where LSTM, long short-term memory, and we used it to detect atrial fibrillation, which is approximately accurate, and the drawbacks are the intervals were easily detected, but the ECG signal couldn't be captured. And if we see the thought literature, its main objective is to process these values in a monitoring system's life cycle, as well as possibilities for optimization and improvement. But its drawbacks are only accuracy is 76%. And if we see the fourth literature survey, that is the fourth paper which we have taken as a reference, there the main objective is it is developed an algorithm for detection of QRS complex, but it doesn't take the RR interval features. And if we see the features of the ECG graph, the normal ECG graph will look like as is shown in this figure. This is the PQRST crust. Okay, this is named as P. This peak is named as R. Here we will take the main RR interval. The next successive graph, we will take the interval between R and the next R. That is the RR interval. For the normal persons, the RR interval will be 0.6 to 1.2 seconds. We will detect whether the person is having arrhythmia or not based on the RR interval and the BPM, that is beats per minute. That is, if the person is having a normal heart rate, the beat will be greater than 80 beats per second, and the RR interval will lies between 0.6 to 1.2 seconds. But if the person is having atrial tachycardia, the person is having atrial tachycardia, the RR interval lies less than 0.6 seconds, and the heartbeat also lies less than 80 beats per second. And if the person is having bradycardia disease, and the RR interval will lies between greater than 1.2 seconds, and the BPM, that is the beats per minute, also will be greater than 80. And if we see the block diagram of this proposed project, we have used a node MCU, and we have used AD8232 sensor. That is the components which we are using here is node MCU, ECG sensor, data cable, USB adapter, and breadboard. Node MCU in which ESP8266 chip embedded in it. This is the 3 electrodes which will be connected to this ECG sensor module, and to this ECG sensor module we will send the electrical data, that is the signals, analog data will be processed in this node MCU, and it will convert to digital data, and this digital data will be uploaded to UV dots. This is the interfacing circuit between node MCU and this AD8232 sensor, and this is the result and discussion MATLAB simulation. The normal output will be for the normal heart rate. Here we can see the status, it is normal heart rate and no premature beats detected, and the normal RR interval will be 0.6 to 1.2 seconds, and the calculated RR interval is 0.72, that is it lies between 0.6 to 1.2. so the person is having normal heart rate. And if you see, the graph will be looking like this, normal heart rate. And if you see the atrial tachycardia person, if we will load the data set, which is have downloaded these patients data from the MIT BH website, that is Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Beth Israel Hospitals patient data I have downloaded in Excel sheet format. This is the normal ECG graph which we can get in the UV dots website, because in the code which we have to upload it, this is the code which we have to upload in the node MCU, and in this code we use the we should be very specific about the password which we are using and the name of the Wi-Fi which it connect, and this is the token, authentication token, so that this authentication token only the UV dots will upload the data. This authentication token we will get from this API credentials, and if you click it will get the token. So this token will be uploaded in this program, and the MATLAB code will look like this. And if we press run, and if we press run, and if we load first, and if we press run, if we load 100, and if we press run, this is the normal heart rate, no premature beats detected, and it is a figure shown. So it like this, the output will be shown, and this data I have uploaded in my PPT. This is the atrial tachycardia person, it is having 113 beats, and if the person is having bradycardia, it is 49, that is less than 60. Okay, this is the bradycardia, and this is the ECG graph of the bradycardia. This is the ECG features of the ECG signal with the atrial fibrillation. For normal person, the ECG graph will look like this, and for the atrial fibrillation, the will look like this. Conclusion: results are presented using MATLAB and node MCU. Overall circuit is very less and complex, very less complex, and so it will be portable. So using this technology, we can develop portable, low-cost ECG data acquisition system. And these results obtained from this proposed method can be analyzed using this appropriate machine learning algorithms for better analysis and prediction. This is the future scope of our project, and these are the references which I have taken from the internet, that is the papers which I have referred here. And thank you for giving me this opportunity.